My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the fourth generation of the My Little Pony television show based on the Hasbro toy line of the same name that started airing in the early 90s. The Friendship is Magic storyline started in 2010 on the Hub Network, which is partly owned by Hasbro. In order to keep up with the success of other Hasbro properties that were taken off at the time, such as Transformers, Hasbro decided that My Little Pony needed to be rebranded and given a new vision to take charge in a market where cartoons for girls had largely been deemed unsuccessful in the past. Lauren Faust, who had previously worked as writer, producer, and animator on the popular television shows Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, was given the task to develop the show. Faust wanted to break the mold of girls' shows based on girls' toys being boring and unrelatable, and wanted to show that cartoons for girls don't have to be a puddle of schmoozy, cutesy-wootsy goody-two-shoeness. What she created was a diverse and relatable character base that contradicted the idealized stereotypes of girls, a lazy theme that had plagued every show aimed at young girls since the dawn of cartoons, with an all-pink color scheme, identical and derivative characters with no depth whatsoever. The result was a roaring success, with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic hitting 4 million viewers per show by the end of just the first season, and only got bigger with the advent of forums, artwork, comics, games, a limited release movie, and even conventions all dedicated to the show. Merchandise sold quickly, whether it was young girls' toys at the toy aisle, or clothing collectibles sold at Hot Topic, or online stores driven by consumer creation and demand. But what makes the show interesting, and even weird for the uneducated, is how young adult men from late teens to 30s became a huge part of the My Little Pony fan base, known as Bronies, or brony, a portmanteau of bro and pony, which is the name adopted by any adult fan of the series, both male and female. A lot of people that hear this are shocked that not only do boys watch a TV show historically known for being aimed at girls ages 2 to 11, but so do adult men. If you ask a random person on the street, they'd probably think you were joking, and is an easy subject for ridicule by the masses of those who like to make fun of others. Now, I first heard of this phenomena in my sophomore year in college in the campus paper. It theorized that young men enjoyed the show because of how innocent and happy the show was, which was unlike anything else they consumed in the media today. So that's why they use it, as an escape. This, however, was off target and was just more ignorance breeding ignorance. So why do young adult men take a liking to the show? What's the deal here? They must be weird, right? I first came into contact with the show when I first saw a clip of it on YouTube to see what it was all about, and after that first clip, I understood. I knew I would like this show. Why? Simply because it's a good show. That's it. That's the secret. It's a good show. We watch it for the same reason that anyone watches any television show. It's enjoyable to watch. The writing is solid. It's funny. And the characters are likable. No weird or morbid reasons are behind it at all. While young men may not have been the targeted demographic for Hasbro, word spread and young adults actually make up a huge chunk of the audience, both male and female. On the outside looking in, you can say it's a girls' show, so the fact that many young adult men watch it might seem weird if you aren't familiar with the show itself. But once you're exposed to it, it starts to make more sense. To say it's a girls' show is stereotyping and sexist. Sexist against women and men. Who is to say what's a girls' show or what's a boys' show? Would you judge a girl for watching Transformers? Certainly not in this day and age. So why make a double standard and judge a male for watching a show that is cast of predominantly female characters? Because that's really the only girly thing about it. A guy can't play Tomb Raider or watch Mulan because the lead characters are girls? Too late, that's what the guys from the 90s did, and we're adults now, so we'll just watch and play whatever is good, regardless of gender. The show really isn't necessarily aimed at girls either. Maybe the brushable hair toys are, but nothing in the show is prototypically girly. Sure, Transformers or comic books may be popular with boys and men, but don't exclude anyone from enjoying it, and girls can enjoy those immensely as well. It may be aimed for young girls initially, but doesn't exclude an older audience in its subject material. Some jokes are way over the heads of the younger audiences that can only be found funny by someone older, and the showrunners have even included nods to the fandom within the show and merchandise. And if you think it's only adult men that watch My Little Pony, you'd be dead wrong. My friend Jessica Negri likes the show a lot, and so do thousands of other women. Why? Once again, because it's a good show. Young women are a huge part of the Friendship is Magic fan base. The only reason the young men get all the attention is because of how unexpected their existence is. The show itself wisely doesn't cater to one specific audience, which had been the fault of many girls' shows in the past. Just because it doesn't exclude younger viewers doesn't mean that adults can't enjoy it as well. Or did you hate every Pixar movie? Each episode has a lesson that is learned in the end, and for young viewers, they're actually pretty darn good for a kid's show. None of that boring sharing is caring nonsense that we've seen all throughout the years, but actual specific lessons that help teach kids things such as mean kids will often be mean just so they don't become targets themselves, or don't be afraid of failure and worrying about letting other people down. Surely it's not the main reason for the show's popularity, but it's something that should be encouraged for a show that is suitable for children. So what about the fandom? That's something that an outside person can see and not understand as well, but the fandom of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is no different than any other fandom really. Just like fans of Harry Potter or Star Wars or Doctor Who, people are passionate about things they like, and they enjoy networking and being around others who enjoy similar interests. And sure, there's always going to be weirdos or people who take things a little too far, but no group of people in the world is an exclusion from that. Just like the characters in the show, fans are diverse, doesn't matter. Any gender, race, age, size, orientation, background, they're all just like any other fandom in the world, enjoying what they enjoy without discrimination. It's a rather popular show with a broad appeal, and its fan base shows that. And with that huge fan base comes with the good and the other stuff, which every other fan base has. And if you're weirded out by Rule 34 applying here, you're an idiot, because there's a reason it's a rule. It applies to absolutely everything, and every group or interest out there is no exception to that. Everything that you like has plenty of those people too. It's just part of the world. And let's be honest, both the good and the questionable parts of the fandom has to do with the female viewers as well, because let's face it, by and large, when it comes to getting excited for things and being outwardly creative, girls win. They just do. Some fans don't even like the fandom, and that's okay too. They just enjoy the show. So why do people go to pony conventions and wear pony attire? Because they enjoy it. It's there and it's available. If all the merchandise wasn't made, then nobody would buy it. But since there is, there's no reason not to. If any popular show has merchandise widely available, it'll be supported as well. Also, many people just like representing to annoy the haters. It's fun. They get angry and weirded out for no good reason because they're ignorant. When any group forms that likes something a lot, they become easy targets for ridicule because people having harmless enjoyment needs to be stopped in some people's eyes. The media loves to put out exaggerated, inaccurate images to represent something or focus on an incredibly small portion of a group in order to make it easier to mock and hate on, because it takes a much less effort to mock and hate than to understand and appreciate. For 98% of us, it's just one of the shows we happen to like and nothing more. Now, you don't have to like the show, not everything is for everyone, but why hate on something just because you don't understand it? It's like those religious groups that hate on Harry Potter for no reason. They have no idea what it's actually about. They just make their own conclusions and hate for no reason. And it's fun to annoy ignorant haters because they deserve it. What's wrong with liking something? A book? A TV show? A movie? Anything that doesn't harm others? What's wrong with friendship and camaraderie? Finding your own identity and being there for each other? Because that's what My Little Pony Friendship Magic is all about. Honesty, kindness, laughter, generosity, loyalty, and friendship. And if you're hating on that, then who's really the weird one?